You call me a Vietnamese, and you are very sure that I am a Vietnamese. And you consider Vietnamese as an identity. In my case, I don't have a Vietnamese passport. I don't have an identity card. Legally speaking, I am not a Vietnamese. Culturally speaking in terms of culture, I have elements of French culture in me, of Chinese culture in me, of Indian culture in me, even American Indian culture in me. There's no such a thing as Vietnamese culture. And when you look into my writing, my person, my Dharma Talk, you can discover several sources of culture and cultural streams. Ethnically speaking, there is no such a race called Vietnamese race. Looking into me, you can see Melanesian element, Indonesian element, Mongolian element, Negritos element. The Vietnamese race is made only of non-Vietnamese elements. And if you know that, you are free. The cosmos have come together in order to help you to manifest. And in you, the whole cosmos can be found. When I hold a flower and invite you to look deeply into the flower, you can see the sunshine, the cloud, the earth, the minerals. But if you continue to look, you'll find out that everything in the cosmos is present in the flower, including time, space, and consciousness. Yes, consciousness is in the flower, collective consciousness and individual consciousnesses. Because the flower, first of all, is an object of your perception, and perception is consciousness. To perceive means to perceive something, and the flower is just the object of your perception. Perception includes the perceived, perceiver, and the perceived. And what you hold in your hand is not a separate entity. It is part of your perception. Therefore, your consciousness is in the flower, and the flower is in your consciousness. That is the teaching of the Buddha concerning mind. The wisdom of interbeing help you to touch your nature of interbeing. The wisdom of interbeing help you to touch the wisdom of non-discrimination in you and set you free. There is no more discrimination. There is no more hatred. You don't think that you want to belong just to one geographical area and cultural identity. Looking into yourself, you see a multitude of ethnic sources, a multitude of cultural sources. And you can see the presence of the whole cosmos within yourself. You may manifest as a lotus flower. You might manifest as a magnolia flower. You might manifest as an orange flower. But every kind of flower is beautiful. Whether that flower is red or yellow or white or black. Scientifically, you know that a color has no self. A color is made only of elements, other colors. Looking deeply into one color, you see all the other colors in it. White, the color of white is made of non-white elements. And that can be proved scientifically. The color brown is made of non-brown elements. The color black is made of non-black elements. We inter-are. That is the fact. We inter-are. You are in me and I am in you. It's silly to discriminate against each other. This is ignorance. It is ignorance to discriminate, to think that you are superior than me, that I am superior. To you, and so on. In Europe and in America, there are many people who have mental illness. And psychotherapists used to tell them because they have a low self-esteem. And that's why they suffer. And they try everything in order to help you to feel that you are superior. In this winter retreat, the monastics in the Deer Park study the rule of the Benedictine monks together with the Buddhist Pratimoksha. Comparative studies of the two traditions. And we found out that in the Benedictine tradition, they try to combat the complex of superiority, arrogance, with the complex of inferiority. I am nothing, I am not worth a worm, because the complex, the feeling that you are superior, can bring about a lot of suffering. That is why, in order to counter, to heal it, you use the complex of inferiority. But the complex of inferiority is also a complex. You are using a poison in order to neutralize another poison. According to the teaching of the Buddha, there is no self. You cannot compare. There is nothing to compare with. There is no self to compare with. The right hand and the left hand, they don't have a separate self. That is why you cannot compare. And you should not compare. That is why you don't suffer. In Buddhism, all complexes are born from the notion of self. There are three complexes, not two. The complex of superiority called thắng mạng. in Vietnamese called thắng mạng. And if you think that you are superior to him or to her or to them, you are sick. And the ground of your sickness is your illusion of self, of a self that is better. And many of us have been struggling in order to prove that we are better. We are more powerful than they. We are clever than they. We are trying to seek for happiness by proving that we are superior. We behave like a hammer, trying to drive the nail in order to prove that everyone is the nail except me, the hammer. And all our life we try to demonstrate one thing: I am superior to you. Our nation is superior to you. Our race is superior to yours. You want to prove that you are, military speaking, you are number one, power. You can overpower every other nation. You want to prove that, military speaking, you can defeat any nation. And that gives you some satisfaction. Oh, I am superior to them. Mine is the mightiest nation. And when they suffer, the other side suffer. They wanted to respond in the same way. They want to say that we are not nothing. We are something. If you can hit us that way, we can hit you back the other way. If you can bomb us, we can bring a bomb and blow ourselves in the bus. We can make you sleepless. We can make your nation live day and night in fear. So they try to retaliate, to prove that they are something, they are not nothing. And both sides are trying that they can do something to punish, they are superior. And that is happening with many groups, whether Palestinians, Israelis, Hindu or Muslims, anti-terrorism and terrorism. We want to prove that we are nothing, we are worth something, and you cannot look down on us. And all that kind of striving is based on the illusion of self. In fact, we are. If you suffer, we suffer also. If you are in safety, we be in safety also. Safety and peace are not individual matters. If the other person is not safe, you cannot be safe. If the other person is not happy, there's no way that you can be happy. Look at the couple. If the father is unhappy, the son has no chance to be happy. If the wife is not happy, well, it's very difficult for the husband to be happy. That is why happiness is not an individual matter. You have to see the nature of interbeing. When you make the other person happy, you have a chance to be happy also. And that is why the insight of interbeing is the ground for peace and happiness. You have to touch the ground of your interbeing. You have to help him to help her touch the ground of interbeing, and then discrimination will vanish. So the complex of superiority brings a lot of suffering to you and to them. Because when they suffer of the complex of inferiority, they struggle and they make you suffer. And according to the Buddha, the complex of superiority or high self-esteem is a sickness, because it is based on the illusion of self. And now low self-esteem, liệt mạng, inferiority, is another sickness. And you cannot use a poison in order to heal a poison. You go around. Because the suffering of the complex inferiority is also born from the illusion of a separate self.